Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you decide to tune in.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlethems.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of
Shooting the Shit with Beefy.
And Bobbie.
Bobbie.
Beefy.
How you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing so good.
Long time no talk.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You know, now that we've adjusted to this, monthly schedule, I
really
love it,
I
though.
dig it. I dig it. Being post-college and everything, we feel a bit busy, so I'm glad that we're still able to have our time to be able to work, but also be able to record our amazing podcasts.
Multiple.
Together now. We just started Flicks and Feedback, and we are super-duper excited. So if you haven't yet, please go check it out. We're on Instagram, and we're streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, as well as Podchaser, SoundCloud, YouTube, and
Keep
all
going.
over the interwebs.
Yeah, we are global.
We are global.
So please go check out episode 1 of Flicks and Feedback. This, the first episode, the series and season premiere, features the one and only
Five Nights at Freddy's.
So please go check that out. And
I'm
so
bored.
excuse
Do you
me.
mind if I interject?
Well,
by all
go.
means, I'm sorry, Bobbie. We do have some
guests.
people in the Wait. Well, first, where are we?
We are at Stony Lee Golf Course.
Once again,
We are in the clubhouse today with two very special people, and I'll let the first guest, Miss Chelsea Cavagnaro, take it away.
Mother has arrived, y'all.
This is what we've been waiting for.
This is Chelsea Cavagnaro filling up your ear holes right now. And I would like to introduce the individual who's sitting to my right. And y'all, ladies and gentlemen, girls, gays, and theys, you are in for a treat with this guest. The incomparable, the inimitable. Some might call him the King of Men. He runs Dean College admissions like it's the fucking Navy. He played Jesus Christ in Godspell looking sick as fuck in a bandana, and like Jesus Christ, he was born on Christmas Day.
That's so true.
He played Eric in Daughters and Daggers 1, 2, and 3. He is legally not allowed to pick up a sword. It's Joe Zumbo!
Yeah!
Woo!
Well, I may not be able to pick up a sword, but I do have some naval experience. Mostly from when I was a child.
In the Navy.
No, I'm actually confusing this with a production of The Sound of Music.
Oh, God.
That actually wasn't your life.
You know how they everything's been a facade this whole time. And I thought the shorts were really made from the curtains.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous. Well, I think I have to introduce my dear friend here.
Please
take it
away.
Chelsea,
away.
because that
My,
introduction,
I have
my
been-
guy.
I have been sitting on that.
You've been
for-
sitting on that
When
for a
did I
long
write
time.
that? A month ago?
At least a month ago.
It's got it. And I've just been tightening it up. I've just been tapping it.
Oh, yeah.
Bits
Very
and bobs.
fine-tuned.
Little tweaks
Very
every
fine-tuned.
day.
She workshopped it.
Yeah, I can tell.
It was
now
it was
feel,
masterful.
I feel
it was
like
masterful.
inept. I don't have anything prepared. But I will say this: Chelsea Cavagnaro. She is
Say it.
truly she's an icon.
I will say
she
yes
is
to that.
a symbol for all things. She is the giggle in our souls. She is the laughter in our hearts, and she is the twinkle in our eye,
Aw.
and a friendship.
Yeah.
The friendship in our
Worth-
butts.
Whoa! All right.
Twinkle in my eye. I don't
It's
know.
5:39. We're going there. Okay. But no, a very dear friend,
Oh.
and happy to be sharing. Happy to be sharing. Oh, and hey guys.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Welcome to our show.
This is our show now, bitch.
We should have been more prepared.
Joe
Yeah.
and I should have a podcast, and this is just the time to steal yours.
Well, you can't steal
We can-
ours.
we can do something like
We-
it
we'll-
would be similar,
We'll produce
but
it.
it would be different. Like
Yeah.
we could call it like
Shit in the chute.
like no. I'm thinking like You don't even know what I'm gonna say. I'm thinking like tossing the turd with Chiefy and Jobby. I think would be.
folks, because we don't have video, please let me inform you that Chelsea laughed so hard she got up off the couch and ran 10 feet.
I had to take a lap.
Wow. Yeah, so copyright infringement for that one.
Well, we can workshop a name.
Yeah.
Lawyer on the
I
phone.
think we
Yeah.
can workshop it.
Well, you can put it into ChatGPT, like an idea of what you guys would like to do, and see what comes up with the name. So,
Man.
Oh
well,
my
guys,
God.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
so
being
much.
here.
Happy to be here.
I'm so happy to be here.
I've been
Thrilled.
looking forward to this for a while.
this
We-
is a
been
good
on the
one.
docket.
We have wanted. Let us preface and say that we've wanted both of you on the podcast, but never did I think that we would be doing both at the same
I
time.
think this is terrific.
I mean, it's great for us, but that's probably the most dangerous thing you could have done.
You know, I just
You've made a big mistake.
The idea popped in my head, and I was like, what if we had them on at the same time?
And, you know, I unfortunately have not had the pleasure of working with either of you, and, you know, regretfully so. But, you know, hopefully there might be some future possibilities.
Praying and manifesting.
Praying and manifesting.
Yes.
But, you know, Robbie talked very highly of both of you. Joe, we knew each other from Dean. Chelsea, I am just getting to know you now, and, you know, I am very, very excited to see what happens.
I know you're from the comfort zone.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. You know, she came here to the comfort zone with this guy one night, and they, you know, they were talking my family for a long time. It was crazy.
Wacky.
That sounds
my
very
God.
wacky.
What a pleasure. You know, I've been waiting for my phone to ring for the show for a really long time, and I thought, when is it going to be my turn? Nick Wakely before me, Daniel Kozar before me, little Joshua True. Shout out to Joshua True.
Yeah, there was a long lineup of people before
Before
we.
the icons.
Is this what season are you guys in?
This is
4.
This will be season 4, episode 2.
Excuse me.
Not even
Yeah.
episode 1.
Oh, God.
This isn't even episode 1?
No.
No, sorry.
Sorry to episode 1.
Sorry for every episode you do in the future.
Oh,
Hey.
man. You know, it'll be tough to live up to this.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's only been 7 minutes.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Just about.
God, I'm so good at timing.
You really are. It's quite impeccable.
I'm very good at many things.
Well,
Timing
Timing?
is just one of them.
Yeah.
Just one of them.
What else are you good at, Chelsea?
Just
Tell
take
us.
it away.
You know, Joe, I can't just come onto this podcast and brag about myself the entire time.
But by all means, please do.
But we want you to.
But this is how we're going to start, and then Joe will brag about himself.
Which I would be more than happy to do.
I could brag about Joe on his behalf for like 10 years.
All
And
right.
I have. And I'll do it again.
Oh.
Don't threaten me.
I mean, that amazing speech outbeat every
That's friendship
Golden
right
Globe
there.
That is
monologue
That is
ever. Yeah.
friendship.
We have known each other a very long time, Chelsea, when you think about it.
We met when I was 18,
Oh.
and I'm only 22.
So yeah, that like.
She's right here.
It's like holy.
That
We're all just a bunch of
4-year
20-somethings in the
span
room.
Yeah.
has flown by as if it's been 12 years.
It was a nice spring
I
day in
just
2012.
graduated.
Oh my
man.
God, 2012.
Yeah, like that's a real year.
You guys go
What
way
were you
back.
guys like in preschool?
We were in middle
6th
school.
grade,
We were in middle school.
fresh out of elementary
That's so
school,
Yeah.
6th graders.
kidding.
We all thought the world was gonna end,
Yeah.
and it did. It was just much later.
Worried about yeah. Oh, the world is gone. It's over.
Absolutely bananas.
But yeah.
Time is not okay. I'm
Time
not
is a
well.
capsule,
I'm
right?
not well.
Like it's just so like it feels like it goes forever
Yeah.
when you're in it. But then you're like, why?
It feels like it goes by
I
so
was trying to be
fast.
serious for
No,
like
no, no.
1 second.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
absolutely.
It do go
I-
forever. It do go forever.
It
You
go
are right.
forever.
Joe, let the record show. Joe is right. Joe
Joe
is
is
always
correct.
right. He's never been wrong. And he's
Not
right
once.
every
I,
I haven't.
No.
I believe that.
It's the
I
Capricorn in me.
wholeheartedly-
Yes,
It's
sir. Yes, sir.
For all my Capricorn fans out
Shout out
there,
to the
Yeah.
Capricorns.
we love a good cap.
I'm a
Shout out to
Capricorn
the
rising.
Pisces.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, you're a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, you are. But
Shout
like,
out to the Aquarius.
That's me.
That's
Uh-huh.
Bobbie's sign. And Beefy, all the Beefies out there.
I'm a Cancer.
He's a Cancer.
Shout out
Capricorn
you are a
rising.
Cancer. No,
you're a
just kidding.
Capricorn rising.
Let's go.
Oh,
The two of
respect.
us. Let's go.
You're a Capricorn rising as well.
Oh,
Do you have
let's
any
go.
Capricorn in your chart?
I don't know. My sister has done my chart. But I don't remember it. I know I'm a Pisces.
Yeah. You,
And
That's the main
Yeah.
one.
Shut
I
up.
You
mean.
know your
Pisces
sun
out
sign.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
I am a big crybaby, and I do love a body of water.
so you must have some Cancer in you.
She must.
Yeah.
I am a Cancer.
Yeah.
The emotion. No. Just
Some
emotional.
might call me a Cancer.
Us, let the record show, us here at Shooting the Shit would never call
No.
any of our guests a Cancer.
No.
the opinions expressed in Shoot the Shit with Beefy and Bobbie.
God, is this? Are we gonna have any structure
No,
tonight?
truly not. Truly not. Well,
Today is just like,
Yeah.
it's like whatever you want it to be.
Sometimes,
Mhm.
structure can be the death of creativity, right?
It's
Like-
sometimes
very much so. Yeah.
Why limit
I
ourselves?
agree.
Exactly. The world's at our fingertips.
The world.
Why confine us
The
to
world is your oyster.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
they
The
say.
world is your oyster. The world is your golf course.
It really is. And for some, the golf course is their world.
Mhm.
For some, it is.
Yeah.
I like to find myself out there on the back nine occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm awful at golf. You guys ever play Wii golf?
Of
Yes,
course.
100%.
Crushed it.
Yeah, great at that.
Nintendo Switch Sports dropped a couple
I
years
love
ago,
Wii Sports.
where I just got into golf on there
Okay.
a little bit ago. Yeah, it's a good time.
When I
It's a
say
good
let's
time.
go golfing, I mean I don't mean grab the clubs. I mean grab the Wiimotes.
Yeah,
That's really what I mean.
exactly. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Or Mario Golf.
Yeah.
They got Mario Golf now.
They got everything.
Crazy.
I bet Princess Peach crushes it on the
Oh,
golf
she
course.
does.
Of course she does.
100%.
In her little outfit.
Yeah.
Ugh,
You mean to tell me that she's a
woman.
princess and she doesn't play one of like the two like royalty sports?
fanciest,
Yeah.
most
Golf
boring
and
sports.
what's the horse? Polo.
Polo.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's extreme. That's on a horse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's polo.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ain't never gonna catch me on a
No,
horse.
no, no,
No,
no,
you've
no,
never
no,
ridden
no.
a
I've been
horse?
on a horse.
Have
Okay,
you?
you have.
They
Mhm.
horses are their horses are fucking crazy, y'all. Horses are fucking crazy. They have emotion. Like you look into their eyes and they're like,
Yeah.
I see into your soul, and then they decide to kick you off the back of them and then punt you in the back of the head, and they're like, you're dead now.
Horses are crazy.
Horses are crazy.
Beefy,
Anyway,
you
that's
ever
been
been
the
on a horse?
episode.
I have been on a horse. Yeah.
So that's all we have for today.
We are out of time.
Roll credits.
Roll. Joe, you ever been on a horse? You ever rode a horse?
I have not been on a horse, and I don't think I'm starting today. Listen. I respect a horse. They're such majestic creatures.
Yes.
And I really respect the troopers on the horse.
The
like
energy of it all.
Oh my God, the Kennergy.
The
The
energy.
energy.
Okay, so we're gonna come back to the horse of it all.
Okay.
But while we're on the subject of Kennergy, my God, Barbie movie.
The Barbie movie.
Like in general, or are we talking about the absolute snub of the Oscar nomination?
I
I
mean,
knew this was gonna happen.
In
I
general,
knew it.
fantastic, groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about the movie?
was not for the bros.
Was
the
not
movie
for the
was not for the
bros.
It was
bros.
for the girls.
And that's
And
okay.
yet it's still the bros that seem to be making the decisions about who should be winning the award.
Yes, it's
a shame.
very poetic in a way because
Mhm.
it's very much like the message of the movie
Exactly.
itself.
Exactly.
So, did
full
the
circle
Academy watch the movie,
No,
or did
Clearly
they
not. They did not.
I truly
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
They were just counting the dollars in the theater,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, is it the credits? All right." Anyway.
Oh my god.
But you know
That's
what?
So right.
So snubbed,
absolutely,
absolutely
100%.
snubbed. But you know what? I it's more for me about Greta Gerwig as director,
Yes.
than Margot Robbie as
Yep.
actor.
Yeah.
I watched the movie the other night because we were showing it to some friends who had not seen it before,
Mhm.
and they thought it was fine, but I'm like, this is great. Like, it's such a great movie. But
It's a huge world that she built.
Oh my God, yeah.
yes.
And like,
It was a
it's
long movie too.
an
Like it
enormous
it
feat.
caught me by surprise
Yeah.
how long it was and how much material was in
Oh
it.
yeah.
It got to the scene where it was
Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen
Are we
the
allowed to talk
Barbie
about
movie.
spoilers?
Ah,
We're fucking
yeah,
spoilers.
whatever.
If you haven't
Here.
seen the
This is
Barbie
fuck
movie
it.
at this point,
This isn't even flicks and feedback.
okay, you haven't seen it.
You
You are
haven't.
why
I
they
know.
made the
I
movie,
know,
Bobbie.
I know.
Robbie hates women. Robbie hates women.
No, 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 no. Do not clip that.
Bobby.
Cut that,
No.
cut that, cut that, cut that.
Cut that clip, but leave
No.
it in.
It'll be no. Well, luckily I have Beefy's Max account, so I will.
Yes,
I will
yes,
do my
yes,
homework.
Yes, yes,
So
absolutely.
actually, for the rest of the podcast, it's going to be a Barbie rewatch.
yeah.
We will Mystery Science
When I
Theater it.
wake up in
the
my
background.
own pink
Absolutely.
world.
So, but I didn't
Yes.
see Oppenheimer.
Okay. So
I did not see Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
I'm getting
So I can't say for sure if it exactly deserved what it got,
Sure.
but I definitely think that for at least a little bit, Barbie deserved a little bit more than what it
it'll
got.
get its flowers
So-
I hope so.
from other award shows.
I hope, but I mean, it's the
It's just-
Oscars,
right, I
bro.
know.
I'm going to
No.
say this,
Like-
and it might be a hot take.
That's okay. That's,
That's
what
what we're
here
all about.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I watched Oppenheimer for the first time a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was fine.
Really?
It didn't do anything for me personally.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot to really look at and dive into it. Great acting piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like the acting that comes from Robert Downey Jr. is fantastic.
Cool.
The same thing with a lot of the cast, like Emily Blunt and Cillian Murphy.
It's a stacked cast.
There's
But
just about everyone in
It's 3 hours,
it. Yeah.
and not like in Avengers Endgame 3 hours.
No,
It is
yeah.
like a long 3 hours of people talking.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of creative choices which work,
Mhm.
but can be confusing.
Yeah.
I don't
and-
think Christopher Nolan's here to be accessible.
he's not.
Christopher Nolan has
you-
no
and-
interest in being accessible to folks. He just wants to make his movie.
But isn't that great though?
It
I
is
do.
great.
I guess
But
it
isn't
is.
that so cool? Like,
that's the
let's
point.
just
Yes.
ignore all of the media. Let's ignore all of the critics. Let's ignore the Academy, and let's just create. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that when it really comes down to it is like the heart and soul of why like we create art in the first place.
Absolutely,
You know.
100%. It's just very, very fascinating, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
That, like, it wasn't for me, but like maybe it was for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know. But like it's just interesting. It walked away with 13 nominations,
Yeah.
but I do something every year it's a little bit of a tradition of mine where
Okay.
I try to watch all of the movies that are nominated for Best Picture.
Really.
My friend
yes.
does that
Yeah.
too.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that way, like when I'm not a big Oscar Academy person, but like I like to I'm a movie person,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like I like to watch and I like to see why did they choose these movies?
Yeah.
You know, so I try to watch a bunch.
I had to get comfortable.
Oh hey Charles, I didn't see you there.
Because obviously it was clearly picked for some reason.
Right.
So what is that reason to me?
Right,
And I
exactly.
love that. I
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
super duper cool.
And
And I
that's-
think that's what we're trying to achieve with like Flicks and Feedback.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you know, we discussed it with in our first episode
Yeah, with Sully.
where it was you know, what were they trying to do
What are they trying to make
with the movie?
Yeah.
What were they
Right.
what's the message?
Yeah.
And
Of
could
Five
they
Nights at Freddy's.
That's
like
what we talked
even
about.
of something like Five Nights at Freddy's where you wouldn't think it's
The message
Was
is Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard is
Yeah.
the message.
Yes,
Matthew
yes,
Lillard
yes,
is
yes,
the
Yes.
He is 100% the message.
God.
Love that man.
Let's
King.
shout out to Matthew Lillard.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
Bless
Matthew
up.
Lillard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You should tell everybody about the Matthew Lillard T-shirt.
Oh man. So as you all know, Joe Zumbo was born on Christmas Day.
He was.
I've never heard this before.
He has no
And-
idea.
I've never given Joe a birthday present.
Gasp.
And this year, it was like November 30th, and I was just scrolling through Etsy, and I had been seeing this shirt that is Stu Macher from Scream, but it's like here's one Stu Macher from Scream, like holding a gun, and then over here it's like a different shot of him, like screaming, and then over here, so there's like 3 of him, and
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
like making a face or something, and I
Yeah.
was like, and it just says Stu Macher on it, and I'm like, I gotta get that for Joe. I ordered it from Etsy from this Australian t-shirt maker, and then it was like, your shirt will arrive between December 8th and December 28th, and I was like, that's a long time.
That's a big window.
That
I
yeah.
was like, that's a big window. So,
You know what they say about big windows.
little doors.
Oh!
Don't even
It's like she
know.
took the words out of my mouth.
So I'm waiting for this shirt to arrive. Like a week goes by, and I'm like, "Where's my shipping email for that fucking shirt?" And then another week goes by, and I'm like, "Where's that fucking shirt,
Where is
baby?"
it?
And then at like January, I'm like, "Oh my god, where's the shirt? Where's the shirt?"
It
So
still
I go
is-
on Etsy because I'm gonna message the creator like, "Hey pal, where's my fucking shirt?" That creator isn't even on Etsy anymore.
Oh no!
No
Like,
way.
Gone, and I was like, "You took my money, you Australian bastard." And then I just opened a claim with Etsy, and they were like, "Here's your money." Immediately.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Immediately. They were
Good.
like, "Here's your money back." And I was like, "Okay, well, next year."
Yeah.
Don't
them.
forget about it. Forget about it. But, like, keep it in the back of your mind. That's sick shirt.
Dig into the deep recesses
Yes.
when your birthday rolls around.
Yeah.
So that whole story was just a long-winded way of saying I didn't get a birthday.
Chelsea didn't get you a gift.
So
My friendship is the eternal gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Growing up, were you like, okay, here's your birthday gifts and here's your Christmas gifts?
you know what? People ask me this all the
I'm
time.
sure they
I get-
do.
Like, I already have the answer in my head.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I'm going to say because it's asked all the time. So, my parents, like, they felt bad that my birthday was on Christmas.
They felt bad.
They should have planned
like,
better.
Well, you
My
know,
dad's birthday is also
their
Christmas.
anniversary's in March.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Zumbo.
I love my parents so much. I really do. They are the best people in the whole world.
Oh yeah.
But they really made a point to be like, hey, like, it is your birthday first.
yeah.
You know,
Nice.
and we will do birthday things, and then we will move into like Christmas things. And then when I was younger, like, they would always be like, "This is your birthday gift. This is a Christmas gift."
Yes.
And they would make that difference between.
Do you have
the
any
two.
siblings?
I do. I have a younger sister.
Gotcha.
She's 2 years younger than me. Her birthday is December 21st.
Jesus.
And
Wow.
so even though that she is, I know they were busy. So
They celebrated those anniversaries.
Let's get busy.
celebrate good times.
It's a celebration.
Okay, so so I have a sister. She's younger than me, and so she's born on the 21st. I'm born on the 25th. So we're 2 years apart, but for 4 days out of the year, we're 1 year
Yep.
in age
Wow.
because
yeah.
her birthday comes before mine.
Holy crap. Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's kind of a cool thing. But they always made a point to like be like, hey, your birthday is first because like, you know, I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
I don't know any different, and I would always get like, oh, does it suck to have your birthday on Christmas? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
only know what it is. I know that like I never have to work on my birthday.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's
I
nice.
know that nothing is open on my birthday outside of Chinese food and movie theaters.
Yep.
I've done those things multiple times. But like my 21st birthday, I couldn't go out to a bar. I couldn't go out to a club. Like I could do it the day after.
Yeah.
I could go do things to celebrate my
Yeah.
birthday. But for my birthday, it was always Christmas Day. And
Yeah.
this is what we were doing for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just kind of what I'm used to.
Mhm.
And that's all I know now.
Hey.
So, you know,
They raised you right. You know,
They did.
they that's a good way to put it. My cousin's birthday is Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, okay, you get your birthday gifts on Christmas Eve, but then you get your Christmas gifts the next day.
Yeah.
So
That's
it kind
cool.
of
That
worked
works
out
out.
in that sense, but like
I like that.
getting it like messed around and got a triple double in one day. That's kind of crazy.
Well, and you know what? Like when I was younger, I thought like I was the only one. But like I have found so many people in my adult life whose birthday is actually on Christmas Day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like we're like a little club,
Yeah.
you know.
Joe Zumbo and my dad.
And your dad.
My
Your dad's also born on Christmas?
No way.
Christmas Day.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
I always say happy birthday to him when I arrive
Yeah.
at the house.
Yeah.
He doesn't give that much for shit. We gave him a surprise party like 10 years ago in the summer because he was like, I've never had a
Curveball.
He was like, I've never had a
There's no snow.
birthday party because, like, it's Christmas.
Christmas,
like, nobody's
yeah.
coming over to the house on Christmas. Everybody's doing Christmas stuff.
Right.
So my mom, I don't remember what year this was. I was definitely a teenager, but my mom was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so fun. We're gonna throw your dad a surprise party in the summertime, so he's not expecting it, and that's his birthday party.
The ultimate surprise.
And my dad was surprised, but he's very shy. He doesn't like the attention to be on him. He would prefer the attention to be on somebody else. So he had a great time, but he was like, no more surprises, guys. Like,
Yeah.
just let it be-
This is the last
like,
one. We're done.
I
We're done.
appreciate you, but no more surprises.
But your father is also an icon like yourself.
Jimbo Slice.
Jimbo Slice.
Jim Cavagnaro.
Such a great man.
So cool.
If you never had the honor, you never had the pleasure, you should.
Well,
And I hope
We're-
that you do.
Clearly, we're missing out.
yeah. Chelsea, we got to make it happen.
He'll just be sitting on the couch with his jeans on and his band tee, and he'll be falling asleep on the couch
Nice.
with
Hell yeah.
his greyhound sleeping on his feet. You know.
Got a greyhound?
My family has adopted so many retired racing greyhounds.
Really?
We've had 4. Wow. Right now we have Sign. We don't name them. Her name was Sign.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
it's Sign of something. I call her Sign of the Times, like the Prince album.
Oh, cool.
But her name is Sign, and my mom calls her Signy. She's like 11 years old. She's got no teeth.
Oh.
She's very cute. She's a very nice dog. She refuses to step on floors that are not carpeted. So my dad carries her from room to room sometimes so that she can sit with them like when they eat dinner. She's such a nice dog. I really like her. She's huge. She's like a horse.
Yeah, I was going to say, those things are ginormous.
She's a big dog.
And full circle, no, I would not ride a horse.
Yep.
Boom.
There we go.
Full-
You guys make our job so easy.
Perfect.
This is why we have Joe.
That
on.
was
Great.
literally perfect.
I'm
Yes.
just here for the zingers.
No, I do it absolutely.
It's perfect.
That's freaking hysterical. You don't think you would have done well in like the Wild West riding horses?
You know, no.
No.
No, I don't think I would. I've always envisioned myself in the 50s. Like,
The
I-
50s.
yeah,
Okay.
I think if I did not grow up in the time that I did, I definitely would see myself like being in high school in the 50s.
Interesting.
Yeah, just like the
The,
kind of
um,
like. The
You ever
group-
watch like The Outsiders?
I have.
Like Soch or The Greasers?
Joe, you're such a soch. Don't even,
Okay, you know
don't
what?
even act like you're a greaser.
I tried to be. I was gonna be like, yeah, like I'm a greaser.
Sir.
But, like,
No.
I mean, like, look at me, like I have like soaking blonde wet hair. And, like, yeah, so
You'd
for
be
sure.
the one though. You'd be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's like the one? Not Pony Boy, but like
No, Pony Boy is a greaser.
No, but like.
The Soch leader, what was his name?
His name is Joe Zumbo now.
Yeah,
now
it's
it
Joe-
is.
it's
I
Joe
am
Who
now.
cares what it was?
No, but I mean like not the like I'm thinking more I guess like West Side Story, but like you
Okay,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
what's it?
Chad? What's his name? It's not Chad.
What's the character's name? It's not like
B-
it's like Baby John, Little John. What's his name? Like that would be me.
Riff?
No, not Riff.
I don't know.
I don't know the character's
What
name.
are their names?
If I was a Spice Girl, I'd be Baby Spice. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There we go. What Spice Girl
Period.
would you be?
Oh man. I feel like I'd also be Baby Spice because I'm just a baby. Like I'm just a little girl.
What are the? I don't know all the Spice Girls names.
Well, there's Baby Spice.
Well, there's Baby.
Posh,
Oh,
Posh
Posh.
Spice.
Ginger,
Sporty.
Scary,
Sporty Spice. Don't forget Sporty
Sporty,
Spice.
Scary.
Oh
Scary
yes,
Spice.
Scary
Melby.
Spice.
Melby.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Mel
Mel
B.
B.
Spice.
Who?
Yes. Gotcha.
Who?
Yeah.
Iconic.
I'm not caught up on the Spice Girls.
Iconic group
unfortunately.
of women.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. I listen to them to this day.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Ah, man.
I'm personally more of a Cheetah Cat Dolls kind of guy, but
Pussycat Dolls.
Pussycat Dolls.
There's,
Sorry.
Get it right.
Fake
there's,
fan.
there's the Pussycat Dolls.
Pussycat Dolls.
And then there's the Cheetah Girls.
Cheetah Girls.
Get
yeah.
it right.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Please.
I was.
Cheetah Cat Dolls is this.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we are the
Cheetah
We
Cheetah
are
Cat
the
Dolls.
Cheetah Cat Dolls. Hey, Pussycat Dolls, respect.
Oh.
You know.
Mhm.
But I-
Incredible.
But you know, I also respect Cheetah Girl fans because like sometimes you just have to strut like you mean it, and like you just have to
Free your
You
mind.
just have to free your mind, right? You know.
Chelsea, how about you? What era? What era were you?
I'd
would
be
you
in
think?
the Pilgrim Times as a witch.
Put her,
I'd be the
put
Witch
her
of the
right
Woods.
in with the Salem Trials.
Jesus.
I'd be the Witch of the Woods. I'd wait for Satan to approach me and ask
Who
me
are
if I
you?
would like to, would I like to live deliciously? Would I like the taste of butter? And I'd be like, I can't write. And he'd be like, I will guide thy hand.
Oh my god.
And then we'd go into the woods, I'd take off my frock. And then we'd levitate.
There it is.
Well,
Did Goody Proctor go into the woods and take him of the night?
Hell yeah,
Oh
I
my
would
god, that's
love to be
crazy.
oh my god.
That's crazy.
I would gaslight everybody. I'd be like, me, the Witch of the Woods?
I couldn't be.
Fully like with a pointy witch hat on with the broom, just giving the middle finger. Like, oh, you guys think I'm the Witch of the Woods? Uh-huh.
You know what? Like that's the Hocus Pocus movie I want.
Oh my god.
Yes,
You know, like
100%.
I want that version of
I would
Hocus Pocus.
like it's just the movie The Witch, but it's
no, shut up, Siri.
Siri.
Hey,
She's always listening.
Be nice.
Sorry, Siri. That was very rude.
Sorry, Siri.
oh, sorry, Siri.
She's always trying to get in our conversations.
I don't know if the microphone picked up on that, but she said it's all good.
Aww.
Good. I'm glad you reconciled so fast.
Oh my god.
It's okay, Siri.
How about you, Robbie?
What era do
Yeah.
I wish I was born in? Man, put me in the 60s and the 70s.
60s and 70s.
Come on.
I think I'm
You know
an
it's where I
80s,
belong.
90s kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've been on a big 90s kick with the music.
I love 90s music.
It's the best.
I think.
alt rock is crazy.
Yep.
Grunge,
Mm-hmm.
super good.
I miss Kurt Cobain. I never knew him, but I miss
Yeah,
him.
did you know him personally?
Cut that. I've been listening to a lot of Nine Inch Nails recently.
9 Inch
I
Nails.
was- I don't know if you heard me when I pulled in. Closer was blasting.
Wow.
Blasting at the highest volume.
That's
That
awesome.
is my pump up music. I love
in
that song.
preparation for this podcast, you were jamming out to
Yes.
9 Inch Nails.
Just
Getting in
like,
the zone.
you let me. I'm not gonna sing the lyrics. Oh man, but yeah, Nine Inch Nails. I'm really into that. Really into it lately.
Hell yeah. What
I don't
music
know
do
a
you
lot of
listen to, Joe?
their shit, but I'm into it. What I've heard.
I love that for you.
Thank
I was just letting you finish your thought. Oh no, the witch is back. So witch, I can never be like I love like this artist or I love like this song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I like a variety.
I have no idea what music you like. Joe is gonna tell me something, and I genuinely have. I have no idea what music you like. I don't know what you listen to. Tell me right now.
Well, here's the secret, Cap. I don't know what kind of music I like.
Ah.
He's all over
Joe
the place.
just sits
Who's
in
your
silence.
who are you listening to currently?
What was your Wrapped?
Yeah. What was your Spotify rap?
It was
Who
the
was your
pop
top
song.
artist
Well,
for Spotify rap?
my Spotify rap was the entire album of Urinetown.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So, you know, preparing for that show.
Sing it right
Yeah.
now.
For me, it was Rock of Ages. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand.
See, Spotify rap like comes after theater people.
Yeah.
does.
And like with a vengeance.
Yes.
Like it's like,
Yes.
oh, remember when you were in this show for a month and it's like here's all the music you listen to.
It'll never let you forget.
Yeah. So I like a lot of different things. Like I think at the end of the day, like I find myself in that like alternative pop rock, punk rock type of era.
Let's go.
I was not expecting Joe to say that.
I
Did you guys think Joe was gonna say that?
I
No.
honestly, I thought he was gonna throw a curveball like West Side Gangsta rap or something like that. Like
Oh,
he's just like rocking out in his car like no
Fuck the
diggity.
police, like-
I gotta bag it up.
like I like things like Panic at the Disco.
Oh, I
like,
love you.
Like we love a Brendan Urie.
Yeah.
When I was
Bebo.
what?
Call him Bebo.
Oh, we will
Bebo.
call him Bebo.
In the scene. People in the scene call him Bebo, honey.
Well, in the scene, Bebo the Witch. But yeah, Panic at the Disco I like a lot. When I was in high school, I listened to All Time Low
Oh,
a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So like that's kind of my music, but like also like I love Queen.
Yeah.
You know, I like a
Who
lot of
doesn't?
musical theater. I like Michael Jackson and his music, like
Mhm.
King of Pop. So like I have a
little
very
bit of everything. You
a
know?
little bit of
Yeah.
everything. You know, I'm very recently, maybe kind of, I'm not sure, becoming a Swiftie.
Okay. Okay,
But
Joe.
I don't know. I can't tell by your
better work,
face.
Joe.
Speak now.
You better own it.
Say more right now. No, okay, so are we doing this? We're gonna.
Go
Do it.
there.
Are we
Do
going?
it.
We have yet to discuss
I know.
anything in
I can't
regards
believe it.
to Miss Swift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like so.
Miss
This is the
Swift.
time.
The Lady Swift.
So-
So
Lady
I'm gonna
Swift.
try and make this story as abridged as possible. Well, I guess we're talking. That's the whole point of a podcast.
That's
right?
Yeah.
the whole point.
We're
um,
shooting shit.
We're shooting the shit.
There's Beefy. There's Bobbie.
There's me, there's Bobbie, and Jeefy and Jobby. tossing the turd.
Oh man, we're gonna have some stiff
TM.
competition.
I like that I'm the Beefy counterpart.
It just works better with your
Chiefy.
initials.
Chiefy and Chubby.
Chiefy and Bobbie.
It do.
And Bobbie is like, I don't know. It's it's close enough.
Yeah.
So
Miss Swift.
Taylor, I didn't like Miss Swift originally.
You didn't like
I
her
did not like
originally?
her.
Okay.
Not as a person.
Yeah.
Just like her music,
Yeah.
like did not resonate with me.
Yeah.
At all. Like, and that's fine. But then like 4-ish, 5-ish years ago, I found a acoustic cover band who did all Taylor Swift songs. And it was
Interesting.
like gorgeous arrangements of these Taylor Swift songs.
Really?
And I was like, wow, she's a really great songwriter.
Oh, I know what album you're talking about.
Like yeah, like and like I was like listening to this music and I was like, okay, like maybe I'm missing something.
Mm-hmm.
And then so like
Isn't it Robbie Williams who did that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I've
So-
heard that album too. It's very good.
Cool.
very very good. And so then like most recently when she was like on tour and there was all this stuff about
The Eras.
the Eras tour and like everybody was going to it and like her videos were all over TikTok and like reels and you literally couldn't go anywhere without seeing
Everything
something.
was
Last
Taylor.
year was really her year.
Yeah, her
Like,
year from you know a concert perspective and
She
just
was
like
Person of the Year.
oh yeah, absolutely, and well deserved.
Yeah.
And so like I started paying attention more and really started to like what she was for.
Yeah.
And then like I just started like listening to some of her music again. I was like, this is pretty good. Like
Cool.
this is some pretty good music and like I definitely
Joe said, this is a banger.
and I know.
I know
bangers.
Cruel Summer, All Too Well 10-minute version, stop it.
Yeah.
You know, you want to cry? There you go. Up to 11.
Awesome.
Her and Olivia Rodrigo. Rodrigo
Oh.
is is on my list of artists that I enjoy now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really respect Taylor Swift now
Yeah.
as an artist, and I'm very excited to see her at the Chiefs game tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like that's kind of what's been so crazy about this whole thing. Is
Yeah.
like she had her whole Eras tour,
Mhm.
which like put her back, like not
Yes.
back, but like really amplified her in the scene
Tenfold,
of
100-fold.
2023. But then she goes on to start dating Travis Kelce, and so I went to I tailgated at the Patriots game that was against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, there were more Swift fans than like people actually going to watch the football game.
Insane.
It was actually kind of crazy.
But you know what's so cool about that? The synergy that comes with something like that.
Yeah.
So now you have Taylor Swift fans going to a football game.
Yeah.
And doing something that they're probably not used to doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have football fans, maybe, hopefully, like appreciating the fact that there's like, you know, Taylor Swift out there and that she does have this following. And like, you cannot deny the following that Taylor Swift has.
100%.
Like, I'm trying to think of not an artist from this time, but like, you know, you think of like the greats, right?
the Beatles.
Like the Beatles.
The Beatles is the most that I can relate
Beatlemania.
Yes.
to
Went
the
nuts.
way that like Taylor Swift affected this past
Yes,
year
yes.
was the same as the British invasion.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like-
it's just like a cultural phenomenon
Yeah.
that like, you know, sometimes you have that artist that comes around in a blue moon and they just like they change the game. And so whether you like her as an artist or hate her as an artist, like you have to respect her.
Yeah.
And her Eras Tours movie,
Yep.
I believe, was like one of the highest grossing movies in cinema.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't like number one, but like domestically,
It was up
Yeah.
there.
it was like in the top 10. And
Yeah.
like that's a concert version.
Yeah.
Of like it's a movie of a concert.
So yeah,
concert.
it's just like
Yep.
a live recording.
Yep.
Right.
And most of those are like frowned upon.
Yes.
Nowadays.
Right.
You know.
And so the fact that she could crack the top 10 in a year with things like, you know, a Hunger Games sequel or
Yep.
prequel and like all these other blockbuster movies that come out, all these Marvel movies coming out.
Five
like
Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Scream 6.
Yeah. Oh my
Six
God.
cream.
6 Cream.
Yeah.
And she's a great businesswoman too. I will
Yes.
say
Oh my God,
she's
yeah.
got the world under her freaking thumb,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows exactly what she's doing. There's not a single moment in time where I don't think that she is like one of the most smartest people in the room at any given moment. You know.
Well, she absolutely is. Not to go back to the movie thing for a second, but she cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
So she did not use a production company to produce her movie and distribute her movie.
Mhm.
Right.
So the movie was filmed, and then she fronted the dough.
Yeah.
And gained all the profit from it.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's making other people, other industry professionals that are making films to go, do we need a distributor?
Yeah, exactly.
And so you're even changing the game in that regard. It's kind of fascinating.
The cultural switch
Yes.
that is going to happen probably within the next like year or two is going to be absolutely insane. Not just with her and movies and music, but just in general with the way that TikTok and like all of the different like X is even like really like making its way back up into the stratosphere and stuff.
Yeah.
So social media is going to have a huge like turnaround in the next couple of years.
Yeah, we'll have to come back in a couple years and
Do
and
it.
talk about it'll be a recap, a rewatch of the pod.
Yeah.
And
What's changed.
we can talk about
Yeah.
what's changed. Chelsea will be 24 at that time. And so
I'm the worst person to ask about social media trends because all I post on Instagram is myself.
and you know what?
It's iconic, honey.
You're great at it.
I do one thing very well, and that's take an Instagram picture.
A
Hell
good
yeah.
selfie.
A good selfie.
You
It's
gotta-
an art
Honey.
form.
Honey,
It's an art form.
I know my angle.
Yes.
It's this one. It's only one. if you go over here, that's where things get dicey.
What's the key? What's the
Oh,
what's
it's the lighting.
it's the
Of course
lighting.
it's the-
It has to
It's
be.
the
course
good
it
lighting
is.
suites.
Are you using a ring light? Or
My
natural
makeup mirror
sunlight?
is basically a ring light.
Oh, really?
So yeah, in my
That's
bathroom.
dope.
Or the natural sunlight from the windows in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's great lighting in there.
Oh my god.
My God.
I built it myself. You know.
Those tiny hands.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
Yes.
Chelsea has one of the best bathrooms I've ever seen.
Joe loves my bathroom,
And she
he
has
loves
great hand soap.
my soap.
Where's the hand soap from, Chelsea?
The hand soap you can get at Ulta Beauty. The brand is called Way. You can also get it on way.com.
Wow.
It's
We'll plug.
the best soap ever.
Joe Zumbo approved.
Joe
Every
Zumbo
time Joe
appro-
comes
hey,
to my house, he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to use this soap." I like wait for him to say something because he'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go pee," and then he comes back and he's like, "Got to use the soap."
My hands feel great.
I literally love it. Now I expect people to comment on the soap because you like it so much.
What
And
is
when
that,
they
a
don't
$30
comment on the soap,
bottle of
I'm like,
soap?
Yeah.
The
How,
fuck?
How much is that soap?
Joe Zumbo loves the soap. You have nothing to say about my soap?
how much is the soap?
How much is the soap?
Yeah.
I think the soap retails for $24.99.
It's for fucking hand soap.
I think it's large. Honey, it's large.
It's a big bottle. It's probably as big as like.
It's large and
Chelsea's
charged,
water
and
bottle
it's
over there.
fat. It's wide and long. And
I
fat.
think I went to Dollar Tree and got hand soap.
Let's go. Balling on
Sweetie.
a budget.
Sweetie, we're elevating.
Hey, you know what?
It's the little things in life.
I will say this.
Mhm.
When it comes to things like that, there is one thing I will never, ever. I don't care how poor I am when I get older. I don't care how in debt I am in college to
What are you
my
gonna-
college.
What are you always gonna have money for?
Toilet paper.
Oh, of course.
I am
I will
never
yeah.
buying less than 2-ply toilet
Exactly.
paper ever.
Yeah.
Duh.
What the fuck?
Like why?
I will
Of
never
course.
ever flake
I
out
thought you
on
were gonna
toilet
say
paper.
like good coffee.
No.
Fresh bread.
I go to Dunkin' for my coffee.
Yeah.
I'm not
Go to
exactly going for like
Dunkin'.
quality.
Fucking river
You know,
water.
like, it's
on.
Something to get the job done.
yeah,
Right.
it's caffeinated bean water at that
Yeah.
point. Like it's not even like coffee. No, I will never ever flake out on toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that so much.
Because I be going into people's houses sometimes and I'm like, what is this wrapping tissue
Yeah.
paper that you put in a bag for Christmas
on your
doing
delicate little cookie.
like,
Yeah.
like no way. No way,
Yeah.
no how.
Everyone's always got their one luxury in life.
Yes.
What's your luxury?
My one luxury, squeezable jelly. jelly that so that way I don't have to like spoon out of the jar and then do you guys ever like try to spread
When did-
jelly? It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and it works fine. Robbie.
And my one luxury will be buying that bottle of Welch's that
Okay.
has the
You know what? I
the-
respect it.
It's already got
That has the little thing on the top, and
right.
you just
Thank you. Yep. And it just makes it one nice even spread and makes the perfect ratio of
Okay.
peanut butter to jelly.
Okay. I respect
So
it.
that's mine.
You ever have goober?
Is that the mix?
The mix.
the peanut butter and jelly in
that
one
jar sent
No.
from hell.
No.
Is that peanut butter and jelly in a jar?
In
Yeah,
one
it's
jar.
like the stripes. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, it's
Nope.
insane.
No, absolutely
Nar,
not.
that's Australian for
I
no.
thank you.
So is your one luxury soap?
That
Is
hand
that is that for sure or we're
Absolutely not. I just am bougie, and I work at Ulta, so I have.
Oh, you do
access
work
to
at Ulta.
a
Ladies
lot of
count,
things.
baby.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Ulta Beauty. Mm.
So is it 24 with the discount, but it's like $40?
It's $99.99.
yeah. There we go.
That
That
be
makes
cool.
sense.
Flakes.
I don't even know what the price is, but it lasts me so long because I'm just one person.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that big ass container of soap, even though I wash my hands 800 million times a day, it lasts me forever.
Yeah.
Just like, ugh, my God, I can have one thing.
I go over there with Ziploc bags and I put some of the soap into the bag
just-
and
He just
take
pumps
it
and he puts
with
it into
me.
his
Just-
pocket, and he's like, the witch is here.
Probably just Kaylee who
The witch
lives
of the
here,
woods.
but I am gonna check on
The
it.
witch is here.
The witch of the woods.
The witch.
Let's take a quick 5.
All right, we're back.
No
it was
ghosts?
a ghost. No, it
Oh,
was
it was a ghost.
It definitely was
Ah,
a ghost.
crap.
So, fun fact: whenever like little spooky things do happen here at the clubhouse,
Mhm.
we do just chalk it up to Dave's grandma.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Like, there's a lot of having spent 3 summers here.
Mhm.
There's a lot of spooky things that happen here in this clubhouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yes, like
Mhm.
there have been many nights where like we have heard things and seen lights come on, and like we were actually walking along the outside of the clubhouse one night, and we heard a woman yell, and it was so.
That
like-
was me.
It was the witch.
It was Chelsea. She was hiding, but no, it was 4 of us, and we audibly heard somebody like right behind us scream, and we turned around and there was nothing there.
Wow.
Yep. And then we walked around, and then a light turned on over there by the bar.
That is actually horrifying.
Yeah.
Are we all up for like ghosts and stuff? Like we believe it, or are we?
I oftentimes at work, maybe it's stress, but I oftentimes will just be walking at work. There's nobody talking to me, and I'll hear Chelsea by my ears, and I'm like, I'll turn around and I'll have my walkie-talkie. I'm like, did somebody just call me on the walkie? I hold up a walkie in front of my face, even though this is an audio format. I'm like, did somebody just call me on the walkie? And everybody's like, no. And I'm like, okay, great, no reason.
Just the Ulta ghost.
I do believe in the paranormal, and
Yeah.
I've had many experiences with the paranormal, some that are very scary, and I will not spend this entire pod talking about my ghost stories, but I have a lot of ghost stories from being at Dean.
You gotta give
Oh,
us-
I'm
you gotta
sure,
Give us
yeah.
a good one.
What?
Give us one good one.
A ghost story from Dean, or like just in life?
Whatever.
Because I have a really good ghost story that maybe I'll say for after the pod,
Okay.
but like it's pretty long and pretty detailed. But
Sorry, guys, you have to be in the room for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners, you're missing out on
we'll-
that.
we'll
You have
start a
that's behind a
Patreon.
paywall.
Yeah.
That's on the
Patreon.
Patreon.
but I'll tell you a Dean one
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah.
Please.
So
we have a
know
lot
this
of
one?
Dean listeners, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure
Oh,
we
great.
they would appreciate it.
Oh, fantastic. Do you know this?
Do I know this story?
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna
So
find out.
actually, I'll tell you 2 because one is really really short.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you another one. So when I was a student, I was a CA, a community advisor on campus. So kind of like an RD at some other institutions. And I was going to visit my girlfriend, who was not feeling well. After she wasn't feeling well one day, and I went to go visit her after class, and I went into Mitchell House. For those that know Mitchell House,
No, of course it's in Mitchell House.
it's always Mitchell House. You knew before I said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I go up the stairs, and I go into the room and to check in on her, and she's like laying in bed, and she's like sleeping, and I go and I touch her back and like rub her back, and she like wakes up all startled, and she's like looking around the room so frantically, and she goes, "Did you just come in here?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You left the door unlocked," and I had access to the building, so because I was an CA, and she's like, "That's not possible. You couldn't have just came in here." And I said, "Why?" And she goes, "Because I thought you had been in here for a while, and you were rubbing my head for the last 20 minutes." And I said, "No, babe. Like it's fine. Like I just got here. Like, maybe you were just, like, dreaming. You're not feeling well, blah, blah, blah. And she was so sure that somebody was in the room, like, rubbing her head, rubbing her back. And, like, she was kind of, like, in that, like, you're awake, but, like, you're kind of up. So part 2 to this story. So I stayed with her for a little bit, but then I have to, like, I leave for the night because I have to go do some stuff. And I am walking down the stairs of Mitchell House. So if you've been in Mitchell House, you come down that grand staircase. And I get to the bottom of it, and I just kind of feel this weird, like, presence behind me. So I look over my left shoulder, and there's nothing there, but I, like, feel like something is wrong. And then I come out the front doors of Mitchell House, and I'm at the top of the stairs, like, on the porch. And I am pushed forcefully from the top step of Mitchell House to the bottom. Like, I, like, scrape my knee
those stone steps?
down the stone steps, and I kind of grab the railing that is there or used to be there to, like, gain support. But I was pushed that 4 or 5 steps from the top of the stone steps to the bottom where the sidewalk is. And I look back, and I just remember, like, just feeling like this sense of like fear and like mad, like, not madness, but like just like something was upset. And very visibly upset, and like I just like went about my business. But like I think, so there's a rumor about Mitchell House with like a little boy, right? And he does not like guys.
He does not like.
He does
the
not
guys that
like
go in
guys
there because it's a female only dorm.
Correct, and I think he's very protective of the guys, and so that was one of many experiences that I've had at Dean. But I'll tell you this other quick story. While I was a CA, I was on duty doing active duty rounds of campus. It was late, and it was like a Friday night, and we're walking around, and we passed by Clark House, one of the other Victorian house style options, which is also all female. And we're outside, and the person I was on duty with, we smelled something coming from Mitchell House, and it was like, it smelled like breakfast. Like I could smell like bacon, and it smelled like somebody was frying something, and like fresh fruit, and it was so potent that like I could smell it from across the street, like by where the library is and the gym is. So I said, let's go in there, like let's go see who's cooking, right? And so we walk in there, and I'm like all excited that we've been on duty for a while. I was like, maybe I can get someone to give me something, like a slice of bacon. So we like walk in there, and we go into the kitchen, which is in the far back of Clark House. Not a pan out of place, not a light on, no cooking, no anything. And the moment we walk into the kitchen, the smell goes away. The aroma is gone. And I'm like, what? That is so weird. Flash forward to the second night. I'm on duty again. I'm walking around. Same thing. Around the same time. And so then I'm like, okay, like I have to go in now. Because like I'm like, my mind is messing with me. So we key into the building again. We go back into the kitchen, and there's nothing. They're like, same thing. Nothing out of place. It's like it hadn't been touched in like hours. And I'm like, this is so weird.
Freaky.
And so then, just like in passing, I walk by one of the professors on campus who's also a historian of Dean and has a lot of knowledge and history of Dean, Rob Lawson. For those,
I was going to say, is it
Dr.
Mr. Rob Lawson?
yeah, Mr. Rob
Iconic.
Rob Lawson. I didn't know if we were allowed to name drop celebrities.
As long as you're not talking trash.
No.
Only if we're shooting the shit.
Only if we're shooting the shit. And so I ask him, I say, hey, like, do you have, like, any, like, knowledge about Clark House? Like, can you tell me any history about Clark House before it was a part of the college, anything, blah, 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 blah. Just trying to, like, see if he knows anything about the history of the building. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth is he goes, Clark House, beautiful building. It was actually a bed and breakfast.
You
Joe!
Shut up right now.
Joe.
No. Dead serious.
Joe, you just got me.
God.
Dead serious.
Oh my god.
That?
I'd never learned that.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I gotta talk
And
to
literally,
Lawson more.
this is
The color must have like drained from your
drained
face.
because and once again I've worked there for many years. I've never had that experience again, but like weird, very bizarre, very weird. And like I was like, huh, okay. And he like kept talking to me about things, and I just like I just zoned out.
couldn't move
Like that was the
past that.
only thing I focused on, because like I will never forget that sentence.
Wow.
Because I was like that.
You were haunted.
I must have experienced something.
Yeah.
And I probably have a story for every building on campus,
That's
essentially. But we'll leave it at that
crazy.
for now.
Wow.
Wild.
That's unbelievable.
I do always love to talk about Dean and how it's very it's pretty haunted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it.
It's been around for many
Since
many
the
many
Civil
years.
War.
Yeah, like literally. And, you know, the history within
Runs
those
deep.
walls. Like if those walls could talk, like holy
Yeah.
crap.
Do you guys believe? We didn't even ask you.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like I personally have never had a huge experience. I
Sure.
mean, obviously, like the occasional like
Yeah.
pan falling.
Sure.
You know, maybe like a weird like noise, but other than that, nothing like
Yeah.
huge. But you know, who's to say it won't happen?
Yeah,
you know,
for
and,
sure.
And if it just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean that it won't.
Yeah.
I had a pretty weird experience in Mitchell House too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah?
Back in like freshman year, I was
Okay.
hanging out with some people in there, and just all of a sudden it just started to reek nasty, just like rotting meat, like bo, just fucking just the worst, like almost
Yeah.
like gagging on it. And we were just like, and it came out of nowhere. Like we were just in a dorm on the 3rd floor, just chilling. We're like, what does this smell? You know, like we look out the room into the hallway, nothing, no one's even there. And just then maybe 2 minutes later, it's gone. Just poof, like gone with the
Like
wind
instantaneously.
as fast as it showed up. And then, you know, we were just like, what? That's so weird. But then, like, they also say that, like, the smell of, like, rotting meat and, like, bad smells is, like, demons.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the person to say that, but
Yeah,
like
that's
now you're like in demonic territory, and
Yeah.
that's
so
like
that was a
never
little
fun.
spooky.
I will also make my shameless plug to just warn listeners to never use a Ouija board.
Never. Don't
It
do
is-
It's gotta be some type of stupid
Is you dumb?
to use a
stupid, or
Ouija
dumb?
board.
And I did.
Oh,
And that is my much larger ghost story that I won't share on here because it's rather long. But like my experience with a Ouija board when I was younger has opened up my eyes to the paranormal world. I know I sound like freaking insane, but like
I believe
but-
it though, Joe.
but I don't know. Yeah,
Because you're such a like you're such a metered, like measured, logical person
Yeah.
that when
Thank you
you
so much.
say things like this, I believe you because
yeah.
this.
If he's saying
If
it, then
Joe
it's
was-
then we're all fucked.
If
then we're all screwed.
If
like,
Joe was cuckoo bananas crazy pants and then he sat on this couch and was like, ghosts are real, don't live in the Ouija board, I'd be like, okay, crazy. But like Mr. Joe Zumbo, I believe it.
yeah, and the experience really opened up my eyes. And like you can do whatever you want, but like you cannot touch a Ouija board.
No.
Like do not even mess with it.
No.
Not even the Hasbro ones.
no,
like
no,
so bad. So bad.
no, absolutely not.
To be continued on Tossing the Turd.
On the spin-off podcast. Beefy, what questions do you have for me and Joe? Like, what do you want to know about me?
You know,
What do I know about me,
honestly,
Beef?
I
What's on the brain?
well, you know, like I said, you know, I don't know you guys super duper well.
Sure.
But I've gotten to know you guys quite a bit. Just
Yeah, I
from
bet-
the,
I bet
the
you
past
have.
couple of
I
minutes,
bet
which
you have.
I'm super happy about. But you know, one thing that we like to at least touch upon a little bit
Yeah.
is, you know, your careers, your personal lives, you know, like
Off
your,
limits.
well, like your theater experiences and stuff like that, because you know, even though this is a all around, we'll talk about anything, it always ends up wrapping back
Yeah.
around to theater because those are the people that we know and those
Yeah.
are the things that we like.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you know, if you want to, you know, talk about your experience together at,
Talk
you know,
amongst
doing
yourselves.
theater and, you know, like, you know, I'm curious to know, you know, what shows you guys have done, what your favorite role has been, you know.
Joe, what's your favorite role that I've played?
Great
That's a
question.
great question.
Wow, putting me on the spot. I mean, I mean, Chelsea. The thing is, like, you were just so good.
Oh my
Like,
god.
no. Like, and
Keep
I
saying
mean it. Like,
words.
if you have watched Chelsea perform, you know that she is such a talented,
It's a treat.
like, very unique performer, and like she can do it all, and like the wit and the comedy and the timing.
Joe.
No. Like, but Chelsea, I'm not
So
blowing
nice.
that fucking smoke.
I know you're
Like
It's just nice.
it's just like you have this talent, and it's just like so good. And you should do more. But let me answer the question. It's tough. I'm trying to think back on everything because I've seen you do so much. If I had to pick, I think, for me, I think it has to be Noises Off.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
What did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Urinetown.
Well, that's also up there. But also like I have my own experiences with Urinetown, and so like I was trying to stay away from Urinetown.
Noises Off is a great pick too.
It's a great show.
Yeah,
And sardines.
I was
sardines.
cast in that show when I was a freshman, which is bonkers.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to play that role. I was cast as Mrs. Clackett. I really wanted to play the role. And I didn't get cast in anything freshman year. I was put on the stage manager track, and I was like, no.
Let's go.
Let's go!
The dark side.
But I was like, I love my stage managers, and I did stage manage quite a bit at Dean. But I was like, fuck no. They're not, they don't know me.
You don't know
who I
me.
am,
You don't
bitch.
know me.
So I fucking crushed that audition.
Yeah.
And I won it, and then we changed directors, and it was still fun, but it was different. And it was still really fun, though. The set was gorgeous.
The set was awesome.
The set was absolutely incredible. It was so fun. I would love to do that show again. I don't even care if I play the same role, because every woman in that show is so funny. I would love to do that show again now that I'm a little bit older, just a couple years older.
Just a few.
But I love that show. And I think my favorite role that you've ever played, Joe, is it's Officer Lockstock Bud.
Thank you very much.
Gosh, that shit.
Thank you.
I sent Joe, after I saw him in Urinetown, the longest text message, and I was just like, that was so good. And I've said this multiple times to you. That show, top to tail, perfect.
Thank you.
Incredible. Everybody on that stage, perfection. You were so good in that show, Joe. You were so funny.
Thank you.
In ways that I've never heard lines be delivered. That was so good. Mustache.
I did grow out a mustache for the role, and I'll never do it again.
It was so good.
Right back, Joe.
Trench coat
Please.
on. Mustache on. Like,
Yeah,
killing that.
I loved Urinetown. Like I have two theatrical experiences in my lifetime, and I've been doing theater since I was 4 years old. So I've done a lot of theater. My parents put me into theater when I was really, really young. They either felt bad that my birthday was on Christmas, or they probably needed to keep me entertained because of my ADHD. So
They were like, get him out of the house.
they're like, get him out of the freaking house.
That's what my parents did that to me. They were like, get her out of the house.
Let him do theater or tennis or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh my god.
And I did
Theater
both.
or tennis. That's it.
Theater or tennis.
I was very bad at tennis.
But I loved Urinetown because, like, I'm not going to mention any names in this podcast for this, but like somebody once told me in my younger life that I should stick to dramatic work and that I shouldn't do comedy.
How dare
And that really
It was me.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry.
And so for a lot of my young-ish life, like young adult life, like I was told that like I should stick to drama, so I stayed away from comedy. I was afraid of comedy. And Urinetown really gave me an opportunity to put all of that aside and really dive into a character who, I mean, obviously is beside themselves in terms of ridiculous, like, but like you have to ground it in truth, right? And so like our version of Officer Lockstock was a very like pretty much Third Reich Nazi.
It was quite obvious in the costume.
I mean, like black trench coat with a purple armband, like. Wow. Yeah.
Blonde hair and a mustache.
Blonde hair and a mustache. Like it doesn't get more that, but that was what we were going for in like this interpretation of the show. So like to ground it in something that is very, very real to a lot of people, and was kind of very cool, but also like elevating it to. It was just fun. It was just fun to do comedy, and yeah, that was a really great theater experience for me. That and a couple years before Urinetown, I did The Drowsy Chaperone. And played Man in Chair, and like those two performances that like for me like were so great because I didn't see myself. you know, like I've never seen myself like in those characters. Like I felt like they were completely different entities, like than who I was, and I think that's the goal in acting, right?
100%.
Like you want to be able to go out there and be like, I don't know who that person is, and I think with Lock, Stock, and with Man in Chair, I think I achieved that. So really, really cool, really, really interesting. You know, with Daughters with Daggers, Eric, I'm just like, hey everyone, blah 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 blah. Like it's just like me, like, you know. So it's just like, but yeah, I'd probably say that.
Yeah.
And of course, Dog Sees God.
Dog Sees
We gotta
God.
talk about Dog Sees God for a moment.
Yes.
What is it?
Killed that
Do you
shit.
not know Dog Sees God?
No.
Oh, you grew up in Beefy.
Oh my gosh.
It's Charlie Brown, but they're all in Euphoria.
Oh.
So
Okay.
this is a script. It's a play. It's a 8-person cast, 4 men, 4 women. It is written by the playwright who also wrote the screenplay for Easy A with Emma Stone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is
Great movie.
great movie.
Fantastic.
So the comedy from that movie is the same in the
Love
show.
it.
But essentially what it is it's a play about the Peanuts characters growing up in high school.
Oh.
And how society and the culture that they live in now has affected them and changed them as people. And it has a really, really wonderful message to the story. And the reason I have such a strong relationship with this show is because I have done this show 6 times and have played the same part every single time.
Really?
That's
Yes.
crazy.
He just nails it every time.
And
6 times.
six times throughout like a 10-year span in my life, and to the point where like people would call me and say, hey, I've seen videos of you in this show, I've seen you in this production, do you want to come be in our production? And so like I've done the show I've done it a couple times in Massachusetts, I've done it a couple times in Connecticut, I've done it in Rhode Island, I've done it in Long Island, New York. Like people.
That's really
Yeah.
impressive.
Oh my God.
And it's the same role every time. And so the character's name is Matt. He's like the bully, but his childhood counterpart is Pigpen. And
Gotcha.
Oh,
and
yeah.
in this version of the show, Pigpen is he's a germaphobe because he spent his whole life at being dirty,
Yeah.
but he is now sexually perverted and sexually dirty. And so he's like the player, he's like the ladies' man, he's all about sex and like, you know, banging women and like doing drugs. And so, but at the same time, he doesn't want to fucking touch anything. You know? And that's just a very, very cool thing to play. So I highly recommend Dog Sees God. Like,
I was gonna say,
read it. It's such an easy show to put on and do, but like I think between like Lock, Stock, and Drowsy Chaperone, I just have like a really special bond to Dog Sees God and Matt, just because it's something that I've done many times in many different productions. It's kind of similar to Eric in Daughters with Daggers in a way, but the most recent time I did it, which I did it in Newport, like you don't need to memorize. Like I like truly went out on stage and like was that character, which the show is frightening.
Yeah.
Is very frightening, but like it's such an out of body experience at that point because you're like, the lines, you've done it for like 10 years now, and everything around you is changing, but the character. And that's a really cool theatrical experience.
You're good at playing bad guys, and you don't get the opportunity to play bad guys a lot.
I never do.
I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy.
It's the clean shaven, like it's the
clean
locks. I
cut,
never get
the
to play the
soch.
bad guy.
You're very good at playing the bad guy because you're so in touch with like your emotions that
such a
you
good
can
guy.
access that.
Mm.
And, like I like to play like the romantic lead, but I very rarely get to do that. And but when I do, I'm like, do you see that I can
Yeah.
Like,
I can do
like,
it.
we play the silly characters, which
We
are
play. I mean,
like I love to be the silly characters, but every now and then I'm like, ooh, romantic lead.
I'll take it.
Like Joe is playing someone evil. Love that.
but like it's true. Like we usually are cast as like the sidekick or the funny friend or like the Erics of the world. Like but like it just like goes back to like playing something that's not yourself. Like anytime that like you can play a role that is farther and farther away from who you are as a person, I think the more rewarding the experience is.
100%.
What about you guys?
Favorite.
Like just like favorite roles or like favorite theater experiences, like things that like you hold really close to you.
Honestly, Mr. Burns is probably the best
man.
theater experience I've ever been a part of.
So good.
Like,
Did you? I didn't see Mr. Burns, but I have to ask, did you do the T-Rex arms? Mr. Burns' T-Rex arms that he always has?
No, I didn't know.
He always holds himself like that?
No, because it's, do you know the
I do.
play? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's obviously like it's derived from like years and years of not knowing how the characters actually are. So it was really cool to put our own like little spin on the way that the show is done and has been done, because like that's the whole message of the whole thing. But just like us coming up with the music together and like
that
developing
was crazy.
the stage and the fighting. Like we basically, if it wasn't for Andrew like mitigating sometimes,
Sure.
like taking like creative liberties to just be like, I'd rather it be that, we basically put on the whole show ourselves.
Yeah.
Which was insanity, but it was like the best at the same time.
It was just so cool to see from an audience perspective. Like I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be in it, because like it was just such a ride. And like obviously the first two acts are vastly different than what you get in Act 3. But like that's where everything comes to a head.
Yeah.
And that's like where you guys can be kooky and fun and like, for the title character, right? Like not a lot of stage time.
No.
But like
Princess track.
Princess track. Yes, yes.
Princess
So you
track.
know Eric well.
Yeah.
God, I really didn't want to talk about Eric.
I love Eric.
Cut that, cut
He's
that.
great.
Everybody loves Eric. That's the joke.
Yeah.
But like really, it was so good. Like
And coming back, like the message of the play and coming back from like COVID and everything that had been happening at the time, like I think it just all really like encompassed perfectly. And for that to be like my senior show, I was like, I'm done. Like I'm gonna leave it at that. Like that's exactly what I needed. I don't need to do anything more.
And isn't that the most fulfilling thing? Like just being like,
truly,
you're so proud of that. That like you could never do anything again. And that's how I felt one night during Urinetown. I remember like I had a bunch of friends in the audience. I had a bunch of like family there. I had a bunch of like my student workers there that came out to support, which was so nice and so generous of them. And I just said, like, if I never had to go on stage again, like I would be so content with what I have done. And I think there's nothing more rewarding than
100%
than that. So I'm glad that you had that experience as well. And hopefully we all will continue to work.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure we will.
Yeah,
right.
The work never stops.
The work
no matter
never
how
stops.
much we may try.
It can't stop.
There's always gonna be productions.
You can't get away.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I want to. I definitely don't want to.
Bobbie, have you ever been on the stage?
The stage?
I have been.
The stage? Have you ever graced?
I have graced one stage, and it was my high school stage.
Yes, tell us.
And it wasn't even like during the school year, but it was. We would do this little summer camp, this little 3-week summer intensive, and we would, with our director, and we'd put on a little ditty. We'd work on like improv and monologues, and your classic theater camp. And then at the end, we'd have a little showcase. And the one year I participated, I was really there not to do the acting, but because I wanted to lead a one-day tech workshop for everybody.
Sure, right.
But it just wasn't in my director's plan, and that's okay. But I ended up playing. We did this little show called Variations on a Theme, which is what's the word? It's a little vignette play about this guy and girl breaking up, and she's getting on a train like to go to college, and so you see a bunch of those scenarios, and so I played the guy in a couple of those scenarios. But that was the one time I acted for an audience.
Nice.
But that's it, and that's gonna be it. I have found I belong behind the curtains.
Mr.
and
Robbie
in the booth.
loves his booth.
I love my booth.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
And you do it very well.
I'm very fortunate to say that I'm currently stage managing Beefy over at the Mass Arts Center. Get your
Let's
tickets.
go!
Let's go!
Romeo Get your tickets for Romeo and Juliet.
Nice.
February
Set in
29th.
the Great Gatsby era.
Oh, that's so fun.
It's gonna be so good.
That is-
Directed by the one, the only, Steve Dooner. Absolutely.
And he's
Iconic.
a
What a G.
charm.
Oh yeah.
I'm very, very happy to work with him. But yeah, other theater experiences I really loved. Pippin, that was my
Sure,
senior
yeah.
show. It was just what a beautiful show itself, and
A literal circus.
we did the circus a little bit, which is how they did the revival in 2013, I think, 2011.
Yes,
one of those.
2013.
2013
Yeah.
revival. But yeah, just I love the show. I love the script of Pippin, of this kid who's just trying to keep up with everyone, and then they're like, "Hey, do this really big thing that you're gonna kill yourself with," and he's like, "Huh? No! Why would I do that? No!" And then I love the omnipresence of the leading players and it's magic. That was really magic.
Yeah, it was magical.
Yep. Yeah.
Just for you.
Very cool production.
Yes. Oh my God. With the man, the myth, Jimbo. He
Never
had a
heard.
vision.
Who?
Can you get me that 2x4?
Yeah.
Love him dearly.
But yeah, I love Pippin, and it's as cliche and as corny as it is. I really do love every show I work on, that I stage manage. Just a good time. I love making my friends look good on stage. That's really what I do.
We always hold it. We always have a show. Each show holds. That's what I'm trying to say. Each show holds a place in our hearts. I feel like,
for sure.
Even though some processes may be a little more unprecedented
we
than others,
have horror stories.
But each show has its own spot, and it's because we love what we do, and we do what we love. And we will appreciate every moment that we have with each show. So
Absolutely.
But yeah, you guys, I think
that's a beautiful way to wrap
that's
it
a
up.
beautiful
Yeah.
way to wrap it up.
That's a beautiful way to wrap it.
We're rapping.
Chelsea, Joe, truly,
Thank
you so much from the bottom of our already clogged hearts. From Shooting the Shit with Beefy and Bobbie, we thank you so much for being here. We hope you enjoyed your episode, and
It's a
we
great
hope
experience.
that you got every last words. Any final thoughts for our viewers and
Yeah,
listeners?
Robbie, can you spike that so that it says G for George and not G for Gil for me?
Yeah, I got you. Of course. I will take care of that.
It's me. I'm on the floor.
My favorite
I
color is
don't have
blue.
any last words. Thank you so much for having us for some real hot girl shit.
Yeah.
I'll come back anytime.
Oh yeah.
If a
absolutely.
guest
yeah.
falls through,
Yeah.
I'll
know who
be
to call.
here.
Hell yeah.
I'll make sure they fall through. No.
You
and I
know,
can't
if
wait
you're
to listen to this episode and
Oh my gosh.
just laugh at how funny I am.
Wait, do you wanna like get together and
Oh
listen
my
to the
God.
episode?
That's crazy.
Like how
We'll have
crack
lunch and
open
then
a
we'll just
bottle.
sit in
we'll
my,
have lunch and then
in
we'll
my living room and just be like, and this is when we say that joke.
They've actually been
good.
scripted this whole time, and
Yes.
we've just been
Yeah.
saying our lines without even knowing it.
Yeah, was I not supposed to look at the teleprompter? Are we not supposed to do that?
Don't mention the teleprompter,
Don't
Joe. They
mention-
think we're speaking extemporaneously. Stupid listeners. No, just kidding. We love the listeners.
Well, thank you very much for having us. This was a blast. And,
Yeah, this was fun. I've been looking forward to this for like a month.
yeah, this has been
The
great.
amount of texts I've received,
I
saying how
know.
excited they are.
The group thread has been quite
Been popping
quite
off.
popping. Yeah.
I woke up today and I was like, it's time. I just threw the covers off and I was already dressed.
Well, here at Shooting the Shit, we are glad that you guys are glad that you had a good time.
Mhm.
Thank you for your voices, your thoughts, your opinions, and yeah.
This
That-
has been an episode of Shooting the Shit with Beefy.
And Bobbie.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Shooting the Shit with Beefy and Bobbie.
If you haven't already, you can follow us and stay up to date with all the latest episodes on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X.
Also, go check out our merch shop on redbubble.com/STSWBnB.
And if you or someone you know wants to shoot the shit with us or be featured in our new Artist Hour segment, please fill out the guest form in our bios.